Hello, sweet creative friend. Welcome. I'm so glad that our paths have crossed today. I am really excited about what we're about to dive into in this video. This is something I hinted at in my previous video that I uploaded to the channel, that we would be leaning into this idea of living without our phones, or at least taking a digital cleanse. How many of us in today's world, in this current society that we find ourselves in, want to reconnect deeper, not to technology, not to our phones and computers and work, but to ourselves, to that center of who we are? I believe this is something that happens very often when we take a step back from technology, when we take a step back from using our phone, when we take a step back from being constantly surrounded by social media and emails and phone calls and text messages and hundreds of notifications pulling our attention in every which direction. When we step back from all the noise for even a brief period of time, we can begin to hear our own voice within us. I like to call this voice our innate wisdom, our body's wisdom, or even spiritual wisdom, if you will. What do we have to offer ourselves outside of all the chaos and noise and things that are vying for our attention each and every day? Can we connect deeper to ourselves, to the wisdom within us, and then to the people and pets and the nature, our environment, our immediate life? I heard someone say recently that we're now connected more deeply with people who are on the other side of the world than the person right beside us. And how true is that often? Oftentimes that is the case. But through this process that I've been working with for a few years now, of digital minimalism and living without a phone, I've learned so much more about myself, and I've connected so much more deeply to the people around me, the people in my life. And it's like tapping into this new vibrant layer where everything goes from 2D to 3D, and your eyes are open and you're thinking, wow, how could I live without this before? So even if you're not ready to give up your smartphone altogether and switch to a flip phone like I did, that's okay, because this is not a one-size-fits-all shame game where, you know, one person is more superior because they live with fewer devices, or one person is better because they don't use social media. These things are neutral. Let's meet in a space that is safe for everyone, welcoming to everyone, where all of these things, social media, phones, devices, are neutral. We don't have to hold hard feelings towards any of these things. In fact, it will cause us to stumble in our own journeys of exploration, because this should really be about having fun, exploring, tapping into self-discovery. And we can't do that from a place of muscling our way into, I will make myself live without a device, I will give up social media because otherwise I'm going to judge myself or judge someone else. It never works that way. So today, what I want to offer you is a chance to take a break from your smartphone for whatever amount of time you want and whenever you want. And I have a little printable guide that we're going to go through together. And you can use this as a very loose, fun way to kind of add some structure to your smartphone cleanse. We're going to call this the reconnection smartphone cleanse, because so often we talk about unplugging from digital devices, unplugging from social media or our phones, but we're focusing more on an absence of something rather than the presence of something else. And really, it's the presence of everything else, the presence of maybe family, friends, nature, hobbies, and art forms that you've always wanted to try, and maybe you haven't had time to do them. We're going to look at, what are we going to do with all these perhaps hours of our day that are now free and flung open, and we can wow, lean in and see what we find here. So this break can be 1 day, it can be 2 days, it can be 3 days, it can be 10 days, it can be whatever length of time you decide it's going to be. So this is about finding what works for you, finding what's going to serve you, and never underestimate that even a small amount of time in quiet, in introspection, can do a world of good. It can introduce so many healthy new habits into your life. It can give you new perspective. So even if you can only do this for a day, that's 100% okay. Maybe you pick a weekend where you have a weekend off from perhaps your job or your work, and you want to take this time to also cleanse from your smartphone. Maybe you want to pair this with a vacation or a hiking trip or a staycation. Find some time where you know you'll be able to lean into some things that you've always wanted to do. So if you're someone who has to use your phone for work, don't do this on the days that you're working and you know you'll have your phone on all day. Wait until you have at least a day where you can really step back away from everything. And I recommend the day before you begin this cleanse, let your family and friends know your intention. Set your intention and let your family and friends know. First and foremost, our intention is what's going to drive us forward. When we head into something like a cleanse of any kind, actually, a journey of any kind with no intention, it's like setting out into the woods without a compass. We don't have a clear sense of direction of where it is we're going or why. But when we have an intention, it tethers us, it grounds us to that purpose. So when we hit obstacles or hurdles or any challenges that stand in our way, we can return to that intention. And we can remind ourselves why we're on this journey. We can allow it to propel us forward into new places. So below you'll find the link. Just enter your email and the printable is going to go straight to your inbox. You can print this off or you can journal the prompts yourself. So you can write these down if you want to make it a little more personal in a journal, but you're going to get a document like this and you can fill out these following questions. So you're going to first pick for yourself how many days you're taking this cleanse. Then you're going to ask yourselves, what do you want to align with and tap into during this period? Now, this is tapping into what we were discussing earlier, which is it's not just about the absence of the phone. It's about what do we want to actually align with, not just what are we disaligning with, what are we disassociating with, what are we letting go of, what are we actively running towards, what are we seeking, what do we hope to find. Think of yourself as an explorer, an adventurer. This is your quest. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? What would you like to find? Not elsewhere, but here. What would you like to find here? What might be here that we haven't been seeing, that we haven't been hearing, that we haven't been experiencing to the full? What is something that you feel has so much untapped potential in your life that if you had space, energetic space, physical space, mental or emotional space to explore that thing, you feel it would just flourish. It would take you to something new. Those are some things you can explore with this question. Then we're going to create an intention or a mantra. We're going to write that down. We're going to allow that to lead us and guide us. We're going to talk about what your why is. So that's one of the questions too, is what is your why? Why do you feel you need this? And that's so important too, knowing why you're doing something. Again, this is part of the internal compass. These answers are already inside of you, and I encourage you not to think too long about each answer. Let it come from your gut. When that first response comes, just let it flow. No one else is going to be reading this unless you want them to. This is for your own personal practice. And lastly, we're going to write down some practices or activities that you're looking forward to doing on this cleanse. So again, filling our days with things that are going to nourish us. And I've known many people, many creatives and friends and family who have done phone cleanses like this, or at least social media breaks. And they will tell me, Kate, I feel so bored. I don't really know what I'm doing. I keep reaching for my phone and it's not there. I keep getting this urge to turn my phone on because I have all this free time on my hands. We need to lean into what are we actively doing? Because again, if we feel we're addicted to our phones or addicted to social media, we have to fully and actively engage ourselves in what we're going after, what we're moving towards, not just what we're trying to push away, trying to not think about. We need to be an active participant in our own lives here, inviting what's going to serve us in the best way possible into this cleanse. And then there's another page for you in this document that is the Reconnection Smartphone Cleanse affirmations. This is a short list of affirmations that you can speak aloud or simply read silently to yourself on each day of this cleanse. So no matter if you're doing this for one day or two, a weekend, or you're doing it for a whole week, whatever amount of time you've chosen, you can reground yourself and remind yourself to reignite that fire each and every day when you read through these affirmations that I've written from my own heart. And you can feel free, as I said, to write your own affirmations or take some of these if they serve you, change up the wording, do whatever you want to make sure it is serving you. I'm going to read through them. And again, you'll find this printable below. I am worthy of my own healing energy. Because isn't that part of what this is? This is a healing process. If we feel burnt out, tired, exhausted, sick of being in the comparison game or what feels like a rat race of technology, we can step out of that and we can heal. We have to trust our own healing power here and realize that we are worthy of that healing energy. I am grateful for this space that I'm giving myself. And I like to call it space. I like to use the word space and energy over time. Because time is a concept. It's not something we can feel, but energy is. Energy is something we all feel when we come away from a situation, an event, or even a person that drains our energy. Think of our devices. And we feel, it just drained my energy so much. That's just a huge energy suck. I feel so drained after that. We feel our energy being sapped away. So when we're giving ourselves the space and the energy, that's what's going to allow and facilitate this healing process. I am doing the work to tap deeper into my essence. I am gently and lovingly letting go of all that is no longer serving me. I am open to this positive change. Remember, you are in control here. You are at the helm. This can only create positive change if we are open to it and if we are allowing it. I am excited to see where this phone cleanse takes me. I am leaning into this experience with a positive expectation of good. I am connecting deeper with myself, those around me, and my environment. I am excited to tap into who I am beyond the screen. I am actively releasing toxic thought patterns, comparison, and anything that is not aiding me in my journey forward. I am a warrior of light. I am grateful for this path. I am grateful for my mind and body and the opportunity I have today to serve my soul. And that's really what we're doing. This is such a great form of self-care in today's digital world where we're surrounded by screens and devices, and often it feels like we can't get away from them, right? It's even in our cars, and sometimes we have TV screens even in our bedroom. And it feels like we can't get away from this matrix of technology, but the truth is, fundamentally, it's all a choice. It's all a choice, and we can curate and craft our lives however we want to. And that doesn't necessarily start with a drastic jump to living entirely off grid, going off into the woods, living in a cabin. It can, and power to you if you want to do that. But everyone is different and unique. And our experience should not be limited to one person's vision of what connectedness is. Maybe connectedness looks like taking a break when you know you need it, stepping back so you can hear your own heartbeat, so you can engage in playing with your kids or being with your spouse or making art, building something, making music, going for a hike, whatever it is you need to do. Maybe it's traveling somewhere you've always wanted to go, or doing something you've always wanted to do. Find those things that make your heart hum and give yourself time to explore those things. And that might just be, you might be able to carve out that time by taking a step back from the phone. See where it takes you. So this is a cleanse that it's for anyone and everyone. It's completely customizable. You pick how long it lasts. And I'm really excited to see what you think of it. I'm excited to see what it does for you. So feel free to comment below and let me know, will you be trying this cleanse? Do you feel like you need to take a step back from your smartphone? Do you feel like you need a break? And then let me know what it does for you. If you take this cleanse and you feel like, wow, this is interesting what I've learned here. I've learned something, I feel a change, or it's inspired me to try something new. Tell me about it. I would love to know. This is something that has truly changed my life in so many positive ways. And I'm obviously excited about sharing it with other people because we're all creatives. We are all creators of life, actively participating in this beautiful journey. But sometimes we can get so caught up in the narratives that we're constantly fed that we can get lost in the noise. And when we step back, when we quiet our minds and our bodies and give ourselves time to just tap into the life unfolding around us, it's incredible the difference it can make. So get the printable below, start your cleanse when it feels right for you, and let me know how it goes. Share this with someone who you think might want to try it, because the more the merrier. We're all here supporting each other. I know you guys are all like into this stuff, and it's so cool to see you supporting each other in the comments. And it's cool that this has been able to become like a little bit of a landing place, a space that's being held for souls who are seeking and searching for deeper, realer connection. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, so that way you don't miss the next upload. Find my Patreon link below if you feel drawn to do so. And my friend, I wish you so much joy in your creative journey. I wish you health and wholeness and well-being and connectedness. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and for sharing. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.